Welcome back. We just took down Pursuer. Now we're heading for McDuff for some upgrades. First we'll loot these chests. This first chest, that one's just worth 600 souls. You could skip that. It's not that important. This one is the Dull Ember. We need this for McDuff. Do not skip. Then we're going to light the bonfire, and I'm going to rest at the bonfire as well to reset the position of that patroller out there. And we could kill this guy with arrows, but that's kind of slow and inefficient. So I'm going to try and ambush him later with the Rapier. And resting there, resetting his position, kind of, well, should make it time out a bit better for our ambush in a minute. Right, we're going to walk past here, move slowly so we don't aggro that guy yet. Grab this large shard. Large shards are pretty valuable. We're going to need a lot of them. And then we're going to stun lock this guy to death with Rapier and Stone Ring. Run around a little bit to bring the dogs, get them a little bit closer to the explosive barrel. Knock it down, roll away, 3 dogs down, all clear. Then we're going to break down this door. Don't open the door. If you open the door, that kind of gets in the way of our ambush later, and breaking down is just faster anyway. Trigger the Pursuer, kill this guy, take his space, get some loot while we're at it. We have to wait for Pursuer to despawn anyway. And that's worth a fair chunk of souls. Maybe about 1,000 total. Then we get the Fragrant Branch of Yore. We're going to need this to get in the Shaded Woods, which is very, very important. Alright, and now here's our ambush. We're going to two-hand our Rapier with the Stone Ring and Ring of Blades. Both are important here. Stone Ring will guarantee we get the stagger with every hit. Here's that timing I was talking about. He is in perfect position for us to slow walk out and backstab him. You can't actually backstab, just poke him in the back with a strong attack. That will stagger him. Then run away. And now we're going to wait for him here. With the door broken, it will not get in the way, so he should come out here pretty smoothly. And then we can just ambush him as he turns the corner. He won't attack us because he doesn't have line of sight. And by the time he does have line of sight, we'll be stun locking him to death. So, wait here. And we'll use our strong attacks. This is one of the very few times in the game where Rapier strong attacks have a very nice use. And down he goes. Very simple ambush. Alright, there's the next jailer. He's not quite in position yet, so we'll get this chest first. And then we're going to knock him off the edge with an explosion from the barrel. So get our fire arrows ready. And wait around about here. We want to wait till we see his foot hit the top stair, right about there. So we'll just stay here for a moment, knock our arrow, aim at the barrel, and watch that foot. And he's at the top step, so we should be able to see the top of his foot. Not yet. There. Down he goes. Then back up here for another large shard. Every large shard we pick up saves us 2,500 souls. They're pretty valuable. You don't really want to skip any of them, especially not early on. Because we're going to need a lot of those. I think it's about 24 large shards throughout the run. Everything we pick up saves quite a bit. Alright. We check for Forlorn. We're not going to invade right about here. Paging Forlorn. Hello? Looks like not this time. It is a very easy Forlorn invasion if he does show up. If you have the Stone Ring, which we do, you can climb that ladder, just race back up there, he'll follow you up, and you can knock him off the edge with a few arrows for an easy kill. Or you can just go back to the dog room and kite him between the ladders over and over. That's also pretty easy. Okay. Now for the jailer. We're going to sneak up behind him, poke him once in the back with a strong attack, run away, bait him back around this corner, ambush him in. Same as the first one, pretty easy, very simple kill. Now we're going to knock down this barrel to blow up the wall. Ready our arrow for the dogs. Oh, got one of them, good. Now because we have our +1 bow, we can two-shot these dogs with iron arrows, which is pretty convenient. It's one of the main reasons we did get +1. And now we're at McDuff. Normally, when we reach McDuff, we would be buying a longbow and +5ing it immediately, but not in this run, because we're going to be picking up a free +7 longbow in Shulva and not too long from now. We're just going to stick with our +1 short bow in the meantime. We don't need to fight many enemies with it. So we don't even need more upgrades for it. Not really. It's not going to make much difference. So we'll just save our resources. And we'll just get our arrows. We want to stock to 300. I said 300. Thank you. And a couple of shards gets up to 6, so we can +6 our rapier. There we go. And that's all for now. But before we leave, we're going to get that Craftsman's hammer from the chest that McDuff was sitting on. This hammer is very, very good for taking down crystal lizards. We'll be using it quite a bit. And then it's back to Majula. Our next stop is going to be Shaded Woods. Pretty much every run wants to go to Shaded Woods early because there's a lot of great loot there. But first we're going to get some level ups and some Estus. Now I actually forgot to get the shard earlier. My bad. I was supposed to pick this up when we bought the skulls from Rapier. But this is fine. We can just go get it now. It's only going to cost us like half a minute. Because we do want some extra Estus in this run. It's very helpful. We're going to be going into the pit quite a few times. So having some extra healing is very convenient. It's faster than life gems. And we're also going to be using the Estus for setting up RTSR with the Sanctum Mace. So having a few extra Estus is very helpful. So we're going to go up to 3 Estus. I'm also going to get some more iframes. 20 ADP, 16 attunement. That brings us up to 99 agility. That's another 2 iframes. Always good to have. And let's get those 2 Estus. You want at least 3 Estus. You could go up to 4 or 5, but it's not really necessary. So I'm probably just going to stop at 3, and that'll be okay. But it's up to you. 4 is maybe a little bit more comfortable. And now we're heading to Shaded Woods. Shaded Woods has RTSR, it has Chloranthy, it has Clear Bluestone Ring, and it has over 20,000 souls that we can loot basically for free. We don't really have to fight anything or take any risks. So pretty much everyone wants to get to Shaded Woods as early as possible. And on the way to Shaded Woods, we're going to meet Rosebeth, our Pyromancy trainer, and we'll be getting our first magic spell. So now it's time to talk about Pyromancies. Pyromancies have a lot of use in this run for 3 reasons. Number 1, no stat requirements. We can use any pyromancy we find without investing anything into int or faith, and that is extremely convenient. Number 2, unique upgrade materials. Pyroflames upgrade with fire seeds, which means they are not competing with any of our other weapons for Titanite. So we can get a pretty well upgraded pyroflame without really sacrificing anything. And number 3, unique attack mechanics. Miracles, hexes, and sorceries have a whole lot of attacks of the straight flying projectile variety, but we already have a bow and arrow for that. Pyromancies, on the other hand, have some very interesting mechanics, from big explosions to proximity mines to poison clouds that can inflict toxic through walls. We're going to be using Pyromancies to fill a lot of offensive niches where the bow and rapier aren't quite so great. So we'll buy Fireball for now and give her some clothes so she'll go to Majula. Go over our cheapest thing. And we got, we'll talk a bit about Fireball in a moment. For now, let's do this. Gonna toss this up into the wall. If you get this position just right, that might be a little low. They kind of just run into that cell and get out of the way. It's pretty nice. Doesn't matter too much though. As long as you keep them distracted, they'll be fine. And we'll step over here. Poke the basilisk. Then we'll light this bonfire and rest to reset the enemies. Because we do want to get some more loot here. There's another Estus shard in the chest over here. This is worth 1,200 souls, or you could use it to get a 4th Estus if you prefer. Either way, it's worth picking up. And then there's another very nice shiny up here, which is very easy to get. Just don't aggro the basilisk. Take this little jump. Go over here, open the door, don't roll through it, just slow open it, and it pushes the guy out of the way so we can get this nice 2k soul. First of the consumable souls we'll be picking up in Shaded Woods, but definitely not the last. And then we'll move on over here. I'm going to kill this next guy with a Rapier rolling attack and Stone Ring. Works out pretty well. Again, Rapier rolling attack one-handed is a very, very effective gap closer. And if it staggers, then it's extremely effective. Kill the enemy. But you can also just shoot him down with arrows. Takes maybe 4 or 5 shots. And you can easily kite him. Up to you. Toss this goal and run through. Gonna chew on my offhand weapon to loot this just a tiny bit faster. There's another 2k soul. We're up to 4k so far that we picked up. And then we'll go light this bonfire and go pick up RTSR. We have plenty of iframes, so dodging past the ogre is not going to be a problem. As long as you have stamina. And yeah, now let's talk a little bit about that fireball spell I mentioned. We picked up fireball back at Rosabeth. It's really just to destroy poison statues in Gulch. It's not the most important thing. But as long as it saves us at least 6 firebombs, it's already paid for itself. And it will have a few other niche uses later in the run as well. So it's definitely worth grabbing now. Okay, there's our TSR, going out, and now we're going to go loot the foggy area. We have a consistent path through here. We're going to rest. Well, we've just warped out, so we don't actually have to rest. But if you hadn't warped out, you would rest here to reset the position of the ghosts. And if you dally there, then you want to rest and reset them again. And run through here, shoot the tree. I'm going to sprint over towards the Vengarl area and pick up some loot. We don't actually need to talk to Vengarl at all in this route, which is kind of nice, because he talks a lot. Here's another 2k soul, that brings us up to 6k. And a fire seed over here. We're going to use that for a powder flame later. And then we're going to run back out to this next shiny over here. And turn left and hit this tree. Run over here for the next bit of loot. That's an 800 soul. Hit the tree again. Run over here to the next tree, hit the wall, turn right. Here's the last tree. Hit it, back off for a moment to make sure the ghost is out of the way. Yep, he's on the tree, we're good. Now we go run and get the Chloranthy ring. So we picked up almost 7,000 souls here already. It was very nice. Actually, I think we picked up exactly 7,000 souls. I miscounted. Anyway, here's Chloranthy, and now we run out to the next bonfire. We also want the Bluestone ring, because we're going to be casting some spells, and that cast speed is going to be very helpful for a few spots in the run. But we don't want to just go run out and get it now. That's not very marathon safe. We're going to do this the slow, safe way, where we go to this bonfire, rest to reset all the ghosts, and now we'll head back for the clear Bluestone ring. Pretty easy to get. I'm going to take our bow, go back over here and shoot this tree. Get that ghost out of the way. Yeah, we're clear. Let's go. Run through over here. Now here's the slightly tricky part. We're going to run up till we see this tree here. There are 3 trees there. 1, 2, 3. We shoot just to the right. Third tree. To hit another one of those howling trees in the background. That'll buy us time to get the ring here. And then we just immediately bone out. And that is marathon safe. Okay, now we're looting Shaded Woods. We'll begin by dropping down here for a 5k soul and a few firebombs. So that brings us up to what, like 12k or so picked up so far. And we'll climb up this ramp to our spot. The spot is right here at the edge next to this little railing thing. We're going to stand here, shoot this ghost, and then just sit here and watch him. Keep your camera on him or you can move differently. Just watch him. He'll fall to his death. Down he goes. Easy souls, and now the area's clear. You can farm souls that way if you need to, by the way. If anything goes wrong, if you need a few extra souls, just come here, join the Covenant of Champions if you have to. You can kill that ghost over and over and over again for infinite souls. Okay, we're going to run through here. Watch for Forlorn. He can show up here. If he does show up, you want to just keep running past. He's not here, so we're going to go back for a loop. Cool. Grab this Titanite chunk, also Dragon Bone that we can sell for a good chunk of souls. And then over this way for another 5k soul. Here we are. And just kind of run around that guy. That puts us up to, what, 17,000 souls so far? Looted here. And we haven't really had to fight anything. Haven't really had to take any risks yet. And then we have one more up these stairs here. Run up here. Grab this last soul. Also a Skeptic Spice. Those are valuable. We're going to be using those much later in the run. So hold on to those for now. And now we're just going to crush all these souls while we're waiting for this guy to be aggro. We'll go home, get out of our way, then we can go talk to Grendel. Something we'll have to do eventually. This is a good time for it. We gotta crush these souls anyway. Might as well be now. So yeah, lots of easy loot in Shaded Woods. Excellent. Also, we'll take out this butterfly. These butterflies have some random loot, but it's always at least not worthless. Radiant Life Gem is the worst thing they can drop. They can give some spell restored items, which can be pretty helpful in any run that uses spells. And here's Grendel. Okay, that's 1 of 3 done, and now we're gonna run out back to the bonfire. You could just bone out. I think Zach might actually be faster to run. But that Basilisk behind us will probably aggro. He might follow us out, so we're gonna move quickly here. And that's it. On to Rodman.